What's good, baby? Welcome back to Protoscope gaming channel featuring Brave Frontier. So today's video, we are going to be doing my boy Ark's Grand Gaia Chronicles. So the team I'm using is similar to the team I used for the Orwin and Gra trial. I love this team setup. They work great together. And let's get into it. So I have Grad in lead along with Taya. Alright, now she is actually really freaking good. We all know, if you've seen my last Rare Summon video, I managed to get her in my last pull, YOLO'd it out. So basically what you want to do is let me first tell you why I have this team. Okay, Gazaya is the mitigator, obviously. He also converts attack to defense and defense to attack as well. Paris also gives attack and defense and recovery buff. Alanon mitigates damage by 15%, well, elemental damage by 15%, and also increases HP. Now, the HP part doesn't really mean anything for the last attack, but what does mean a lot is the fact that we have Groddon's high ass HP. So if you want to beat this trial, there's tons of ways to do this, but the way I did it is actually a very how can I say it? It's a very smart way to beat this trial. So shout out to this guy for following me on Kamcord. Forgot to turn off my notifications, but shout out to you. We will be streaming on Kamcord tomorrow. There is a countdown on the channel by the time this video is uploaded. Alright, so basically what I did here was I used Alanon's Ultra Brave Burst at around that HP mark. So try to mimic what I did. He's gonna do a very powerful attack next turn if you don't get him past 50% HP. I believe that's the case. Now I did this trial about 7 times, and after this part, if you don't get him past 50% HP, he kind of destroys your entire team. So if you do get him past 50% HP, he does heal and bring back everyone, and does a very powerful attack, but it's not as powerful as the next attack. I don't know, as the one before that. Sorry, my words are all over the place. Forgive me. But this next turn is very important to get him back to 50% HP. If you get him back to 50% HP after already going to 58% HP, he kills the entire team and himself. All right, he's a coward. He commits suicide and takes all his friends with him. Ark, you're a piece of shit for that. Anyways, this next one is actually a lot harder. So these guys do tons and tons of damage. Now, I personally don't see a very informative guide on the web, so I kind of had to take little parts of the guide I seen on Reddit. Not on Reddit, App Invasion. Shout out to them though, they helped me with the last attack. But when you first get into this battle, he does a very powerful attack. Again, brings all of units to about 50-60% HP. And what you want to make sure you're doing is having your mitigation each turn, along with some kind of damage boost upon being hit. So I really recommend Paris for a lot of stuff. She heals, she restores each. Oh, wow. Freaking took my Paris out and my Taya. That's very annoying. But the way I beat this was crazy. If you were in my shoes, you would have not expect yourself to beat this. It's crazy what I did. Just, you guys have to stick around to the end. Epic ending. Alright, so once again, killed Paris. And I was very close to dying. This really isn't too much of a guide. It's how I beat it, because I mean, it's not nothing to make a guide about. All you do is you survive the final attack. Well, you get him to 50% threshold the first battle while surviving. I mean, use mitigation at around 60% HP. And then from there, just get him back to 50% HP and pray that RNG is on your side. On this battle, just keep surviving. Use mitigation as soon as you get it, because you're going to need it, because these guys hit really hard. And then survive the last attack. If you mitigate, if you guard a unit that has close to 15,000 HP. That's how I won, believe it or not. But if you want to use Alanon, I highly suggest you use him. His Brave Burst actually boosts BC drop rate. No, boosts BB gauge upon being damaged, and decreases elemental damage by 15%, along with his obvious Super Brave Burst to heal and give all status elements. So I recommend him. I've been trying not to use Zarya so much in my videos because I know a lot of you don't have her and it's very hard to get her. But what I did here was I used Alanons again because when Dion gets to about 25% HP, Arc transforms the next turn and does a lot of damage, a lot of damage. So I highly suggest you guys prepare your Ultra Bravers as soon as possible and just wreck his ass. Show him who's daddy. Show him who wears the pants in this relationship. Yeah, show him. That's what he said. But the objective here was, the goal was to use Taya's Ultra Brave Burst on Arc's final attack because she gives 20,000 HP. Arc does 30,000 HP, so everyone would have survived that. But if you happen to fall in a situation I fell in, there's always alternatives. You guys just have to watch the end of this and see what happens. It's pretty epic. Alright, so what I'm doing here is before the first battle, I forgot to mention, make sure you have status element negation. What are you talking about? Status element negation for the first battle, because they do paralyze and poison and curse and all that crap. It's very, very annoying. Alright, so as you can see, that's what mitigation from Alanon and Gazaya and 100% boost in HP. So imagine how much damage it would have done without all that. Yes, without that UBB, my entire team was almost dead. It was like 2 units alive when they had like 5% HP. So it's real serious. So right here, I was just calculating all my effects and make sure Alanon's Ultra Brave Burst was still active, which it was, and I was happy it was. Because I can't count. Sometimes I forget what turn I'm on and stuff like that. But this is really epic. The ending. Whew. Epic. Alright, so 4 turns after he evolves, he is going to use his ultimate attack. His ultimate attack removes leader skills and buffs. So if you think you're going to use Groudon's double lead and take all that damage, not going to happen. Not going to happen. So the music is actually really epic for the ending. I'm so excited. Oh, look out. Everybody. If you're wondering why I'm not on webcam, because my face is ugly as hell. And he freaking killed Taya! I'm so fucking pissed off. If he'd have killed Groudon, it would have been game over. I would have nothing to do. But, so what I did here, I thought outside the box. I said, you know what? Since Groudon's restores HP every turn, let's use it. Because that's the only option we're going to have. Leader skill is going to be removed. So let's go for it. So by doing this, I managed to restore my entire team's HP all the way back up. So here we go. Next turn is when he wrecks shit. So watch what I did. So I didn't edit anything. This is exactly what I did. So I thought about it. I started thinking. I was like, okay, if he's going to do 30,000 damage, there's nothing to do. Like, nothing is going to work. So I said, you know what? Let's guard and just pray for the best. Pray for the freaking best. And guess what happened? Look at Groudon's HP. Look at... I don't know how Alanon survived, to be honest. Maybe he... I don't know. But guess what? They both survived. GG Arc. Stop committing suicide. Step your shit up. Anyways, guys, make sure you come check out the stream tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Till then, catch you later. Peace. All guides, all in the description below. Until next time, I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.